Hey folks, Steve here again. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a blessed day. I am certain that I am. I have an extremely I have an extremely important message for you today. Um, I broke down trying to think of how I'm going to say it earlier, so hopefully I won't do that while I'm sharing this message with you. But it has to do with something that happened when I was growing up in the Midwest. Um, I grew up in a small town, went to a small church, and there was a particular lady in that church that led us every Sunday she was there. I don't mean led like she was an officer or somebody who was in charge of some, you know, something in the church. The way she led was during the church service. Every time we had a hymn, she was the voice that everybody knew, everybody heard, everybody considered her to have an angelic voice. And once in a great while, if she was sick and she wasn't there, it was like something was missing. Everybody was kind of hesitant to start the hymn every time. And it was like, who's gonna lead us? It's not like she was an official leader. It's just you knew, and we have in our little church, we had a left side and right side. It's still there. I still go when I go back to visit family. But you knew where she was. We didn't have a assigned seat or anything like that, but you knew where she was if she was on your side or the other side just by you could hear her. No matter how many people were in church that day, you could hear her singing. It was just that high and that pure and that angelic. Um, anyway, um, it was just a joy to be in church and hear her and everybody else singing. And there was a lot of other voices. There was some uh, gentlemen that had low voices that I always enjoyed hearing when we sang the hymns and everything growing up. But hers was very distinct and very high and very angelic. Anyway, um, over the years, she developed cancer and fought it as long as she could, but eventually she had to go to the hospital, and she was in the hospital and very debilitated to the point where she couldn't move her arms and legs. I don't think she could even turn over on her own. And she was still, I don't remember who told me this. It was my friend who's one of her sons or somebody else, but somebody told me that she was still in that state witnessing to people, bringing people to Jesus, telling people about Jesus, when she couldn't even move her arms and legs, couldn't turn over, and somebody had to take care of her every need. Somebody had to feed her. Maybe she had a feeding tube. I'm not sure. But even in that condition, she was witnessing. And just think of all the people that she witnessed and brought to Jesus potentially, and how important that message is that they heard her message. So, what I'm getting at is, what if your message is the one missing in other people's lives? What if your message is that important that it would bring someone else to be saved and to bring them to Jesus? Just think about that. Just think about who the first one was, whether it was your mom and dad or somebody else that first told you about Jesus. How important was that message that they shared that message with you? It was extremely important. It's the most important message there is. So, what I want to get through to you, if you're watching and listening, understand how important your message is. It might not be that you're going to bring someone to Jesus today, but you might have some other life experience that you're going to share that will, in some way, improve someone's life. I mean, I've heard more people than I can think of, more people I can count on two hands, just in the last week that have shared with me that they have enjoyed my messages. And I'm like blown away. What? You think I have a good voice? You think you liked my message that I shared with you? I'm like humbled to, as far as I can think about. I was just saying what I felt and what I was compelled to say, share my life experiences and whatnot, like with the microphones and everything else I've said in the last week or so. Well, everything I've ever said on YouTube. It just humbled me, and I'm like, well, I'm going to keep doing that because it feels good when people give me those messages back. So I just want to encourage you, if you're hemming and hawing, procrastinating about, I've got all this life experience, but I don't think I talk well or sound good or look good or whatever. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that you get the message out there, because right now, today, there are people looking for answers, and you might have them for who knows how many people. You might not ever know how many people you will touch with your message. But if you don't share it, you're not going to touch anybody's life. You're not going to help anybody improve their life. So get that record button pressed, and then upload and share it, and do the best you can. And I'm going to end with this. Endeavor to be the positive ingredient someone is looking for in their life today, not tomorrow, not next week. You have a camera on your phone, put it in front of you, sit down, walk, whatever you have to do to record. Just press record, and if you have the ability, upload the video after you edit it. If you just record what you're saying and upload it, that's good enough. And yeah, stop procrastinating and do it now. People are looking for your message now. Every day they're searching for answers, and you might have just the particular answer they're looking for. Thank you. God bless, and have a good day. And like this video if you liked what I said in it. Subscribe if you like my content, and have a wonderful day. Bye. Oops, I did it again. I forgot part of the message. So I went did my shopping, and I remembered I forgot part of the message. So eventually, after she fought the cancer for I don't know how long, she did pass away. And when she passed away, we had the funeral. Well, I say we. The funeral was at the church that I went to, obviously. And it was probably the largest, most attended funeral I've ever seen, because not only did the church get full, we had to take all of the chairs that are normally in the basement for the Sunday school kids, which I used to be down there. I was in that church from when I was little, and we had to put those chairs behind the glass partition that separates the church and the back part of the church, which we call the fellowship, where we have coffee and sweets after church, and where we have adult Bible class and that kind of thing. And that was filled with chairs, and then there was still people standing in the back of the church there. I mean, I'm guessing there was probably close to 300 people there, if not more. That's how many people's lives she touched, not just by her singing, but by just living there and sharing her experiences all her life and raising, I don't know how many kids. I think her and her husband had like 6 or 7 or 8 kids, something like that. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure I add that. I mean, that was the people who attended her funeral. Imagine how many people she touched that didn't attend her funeral. It probably numbers in the thousands of people. And so when you, like Dodash, share your message, don't think about just well, yeah, think about whatever you want to think about. Think about the one person who needs to hear your message that day and how bad they need to hear it and how bad you need to share it. So don't dilly dally. Record, upload, and share today. God bless. Have a wonderful day. And like Dash of Faith always says, glory be to God. Bye.